She's a beautiful woman, and that's my part.
Thank you. Your name?
I'm Mary Whitaker, and I've known Nell I've known her for 32 years.
32
I'm
years.
David's sister, so I met her right after they got married. And I think the first time I saw Nell is when JD was born. They were in South Florida. Nell and Oris lived there. And Sharon and I went down to visit to see the new baby. And she pretty much left the house to us. And since then, I've seen her frequently, since she's moved here especially, but, you know, holidays and that sort of thing, and she was never short on words. She was always entertained us with stories, and she could go from one story to another to the beat of a heart.
Now, where was I? Did everybody get... Annette, you want to say it?
I'm Aunt Nell's great niece. Came up from Macon, Georgia. It's been a long time since I saw her. Very long time. But it's brought us. I think we're going to have a good relationship now.
All I've got left is cousins. And she's my second cousin. She's the daughter of my cousin Lenny Carroll, who couldn't be here today, but yeah.
We're going to do the same thing in Kentucky.
We're going to scatter her ashes in Kentucky. She was cremated. She passed away on my son's birthday, 31. Right? Yes.
I didn't know that. Come in, please. And as you come in, you have to tell us who you are and what's your dog's name.
My name is Shannon. This is my daughter Bela. Our dogs are outside. They're Tallulah and Bowie.
Oh, my.
Flirting with
Hello. Are they all together in the fence? Okay.
And was there Ron, did you say?
Yes, this is
Yeah.
Ron Davis, retired Army Colonel.
All right.
And he has been the, I don't know, he's the go-to guy in the neighborhood. He has started up a lot of things here. The Williams Park Neighbor Group. But you tell them, Ron. You tell them about yourself.
Well, I'm not going to do all that. I'm just going to tell them how we know Nell.
Oh,
Yeah.
Go ahead.
We met Nell when she moved down here, and she's been a dear friend since. She and Sassy, I might add. We always look forward to her being on the porch when we walked with our dog. I won't say that Sassy and our dog got along the best.
Their dogs are little dogs.
We endured one another, but we enjoyed Nell while we had her. She was a dear friend. She talked more with my wife than she did me about, I guess, girl stuff and whatever. One thing I learned when talking to Nell is, who's a very sweet lady, by the way, I learned not to ever talk politics with her. Because she would get off.
It's genetic.
But I will always remember Nell from seeing her sit on the porch with her hat on. And we'd drive by and toot the horn and she'd wave. We tried to stop when we could because we knew she was here by herself. And you had a sweet mama, and we loved her. And we have missed her, and we will continue to miss her. But she's in a better place.
Thanks.
And we got to find a home here in the neighborhood for Sassy.
Sassy may move to Virginia. We don't know.
Well, Sassy's got to approve that with me first.
She has to meet Rascal and Cowboy first. Would anybody, Kate, you didn't speak. Is there anybody else that would tell us who you are?
I'm Kate. I'm Nell's granddaughter. And sorry.
It's okay.
My grandma was my best friend. She was my biggest supporter. We used to call each other every day, and I'd brag about my baby, and she'd brag about her dog. We'd always try to one-up each other with our stories. But we got a lot closer here in the last couple of years. I miss her so much.
Kate's been helping Mother a lot here, a lot lately. And I know she appreciated it so much.
JD, you can turn it off and speak.
Uh,
JD had to do this at our father's funeral. I don't know if you wanted to do that or not, but you did.
I'm JD. I was Nell's first grandkid. She always reminded me of that. one of the first people I knew. When I was born down in Florida, we lived with her for the first couple of years of my life, and it's just always made me feel really special. She was a hoot to talk to because no filter whatsoever.
That's right.
So I mean, you could say anything, and it was the conversations would go on for as longer than you'd let them, really. always very entertaining. Even if she was telling the same story, she was always telling with some kind of interesting twist. I love her and I miss her already.
Well, we want to thank you all. I know this is sort of...
There's one more.
Oh, you didn't? I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Please.
one more. My name is Delia Abba. I live right over there. The house with the red car right there. Yeah, when I moved there, of course, I didn't know her, but afterwards, I was saying up to her, she wasn't saying up to me, I was coming up, I was looking over at her, and I see her there by herself sitting down with the dog, you know. So I said, one day, let me say something to this lady. So I tell her hello one day, and she tell me hello back, and I locked my key in the house, I think, and I came over here to ask her if she have a husband to help me.
Oh.
She said, I don't have a husband, only my dog. So I said, I need help because my key got locked in the house and I can't get in. So she said, go to the neighbor over there in the greenhouse across the street. I went over there, nobody was home.
Oh.
So I come back over and some people was walking the dog and I told them what happened and they come and they helped me. And he went home for tools and he got the door open somehow. And I thank him so much. And every time I see him passing off from the one, I always go and talk to him. Tell him thanks so much, thank you. He said, would you do the same thing for me? I said, yes. So from then on, that's why I get to meet her. And I used to come over and talk to her because I used to see her in the porch. Like she's kind of lonely, so I said, let me come and talk to this lady. So I used to come over sometimes and talk to her. And she used to tell me stories about her younger days. I used to like to hear stories. She didn't want me to leave when I'm leaving. She tried to make up another story. I have to go. And then that's how we get friends. Yeah, so I get close to her, you know. So that was nice.
Where are you
And
from?
this,
Where's your home?
Virgin Islands, St. Thomas, Virgin Islands.
Thank you for being
Thank you.
coming. I don't know the fellow that came in. You want to say anything?
We do walk our dogs by every day. She would talk about your child and compare it to ours.
Yeah.
I'm trying to arrange a marriage, I think.
This is the child that she thinks is such a beautiful baby.
What's your name?
Thank you.
I'm Jerry.
Jerry, thanks for coming. Maureen, you composed enough? You want to speak? It's up to you.
Well, I think Ann said everything for me. Maureen, let's hear it in your voice. She sounds so pretty. Nell was a very good friend of mine. We met in Florida. She spent winters with me in Florida. We got to know each other so well. She was like a mother to me. I'll never forget her. I still listen for her calls every day.
Well, I want to say thanks, but you all know there's a lot of food in here that we don't want to leave for the family.
I wanted to read
Oh,
this.
please,
Yes.
please.
This is, my mother and I had a rough relationship. We were too much alike, is the thing. And another mother, I've had this for about 50 years, I'm sorry, 45 anyway, but it is something by Emmett Fox. And it fell apart today. Love. There's no difficulty that enough love will not conquer. No disease that enough love will not heal. No door that enough love will not open. No gulf that enough love will not bridge. No wall that enough love will not throw down. No sin that enough love will not redeem. It makes no difference how deeply seated may be the trouble, how hopeless the outlook, how muddled the tangle, how great the mistake. A sufficient realization of love will dissolve it all. If only you could love enough, you'd be the happiest and most powerful being in the world, in advice. And that's really what it all comes down to. Basically, I've been up here, I've been cleaning this house for several days, and I've been removing a lot of layers of stuff. But all we really need is to hang on close, hang on to our loved ones. Be thankful for what we have. Be grateful for the wonderful friends we make. And we can get through this.
Sweet.
Cheryl, I wanted you to hear that especially, honey.
Folks, please have some food in the kitchen.
Let's go get some food.
Something to drink if you'd like. I appreciate you, everyone coming. We all. Thank you. So good. Okay.